Thank you very much, Gillian. Welcome, dames en heren. Welcome, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be here. What a wonderful story. And what a pleasure it is to celebrate that with you, and also as on behalf of the institution to thank you all for making this possible. So this is actually the first time that Stellenbosch has hosted an event of this nature, where we bring together all the parties that are crucial for student success. So welcome to all the key role players, the valued bursary donors, our hardworking bursary office and student support staff, and of course our sterling students. This sort of validates that old saying that it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a family, as we saw here, that wants the best for their children. It takes the determination of the individual to put in the effort. It takes empathetic bursary office staff to seek funding solutions. And it takes holistic support systems to help first-generation students make it. And most importantly, it takes generous donors to provide the key that will unlock the potential for so many of our students. And I'm incredibly proud that this institution can bring this about. And I want to thank you very sincerely for your support. We do not take you for granted. We want to thank you tonight. We don't say it enough, but we certainly appreciate your role here in our village. So our village is stable and functioning, and your support has certainly contributed to this state of affairs. In December last year, when other universities had closed without finishing exams, we held 9 graduation ceremonies. We conferred 5,400 qualifications, including 138 doctorates, which is a new record. We are on schedule in March to have our second set of graduation ceremonies, and we will have an overall total record of number of PhDs, about 280 or so, that we're going to confer for the 2 ceremonies combined. But what's important, what should be noted, is that more than a third of those who graduated, of these 5,400, around 2,000 students had received some form of financial assistance during their studies. There is an assumption that all Stellenbosch students are from affluent backgrounds. That's incorrect. A recent analysis showed that 41% of our students last year were from the so-called missing middle. That would be households with a combined income of 600,000 or less per annum. 41% of our students, of our nearly 31,000 students. And they need support. So thank you to all the individuals and the foundations and the companies who continue to help our students realize their dreams. And certainly what we can see here is that education is truly the best investment in the future. So Stellenbosch University is a research-intensive university. Last year, we were the only one of the South African universities to improve our position on the QS World University Rankings. Now, one needs to take these rankings, sometimes you need to take them with a little bit of pinch of salt, but nevertheless, academic rankings, it's what we would call the academic currency nowadays. So we're proud of our achievement, but that's not what we primarily strive for. So this would not have been possible in terms of the things that we do in terms of teaching and learning, research, and also social impact. So as we move forward in the years to come, ongoing donor support will become increasingly vital. So no doubt you're aware that universities in South Africa are reeling under the cumulative effect of chronic underfunding by the state over a long period. For instance, from 2000 to 2015, the subsidy that we received from the state fell from 41% to 23% of our share, as expressed as a share of total income. 41 to 23%. So we had to put up tuition fees by 8% and accommodation fees by 10%, but students with families with a household income of less than 600,000, the missing middle, and less per annum, will pay exactly the same fees as in 2015 and 2016. So you might well ask, what is the university doing to curb expenditure and to generate income? On the one hand, we've introduced stringent measures to make savings, but we do not want to at all compromise the quality of our academic offering. And on the other hand, it is gratifying to note that the university's third and fourth stream income, so the third stream is that revenue that we generate from research and from research contracts, and fourth stream income is that we donations received from benefactors. Those two, the third and fourth stream income contribution, has risen to 51% of our total budget. 51%, and there are actually very, very few universities in the country that can say the same. So we need donor funding. I say that unashamedly. So it is again with gratitude that I can report that the total philanthropic donations to Stellenbosch University last year, so in 2016, this fourth stream income, that increased by 53% compared to the year before, despite the prevailing economic climate. And we have been very fortunate to see an increase in both individual giving and in funds received from national corporates and foundations. So, regardless of the issues raised in higher education, very important that they are, they've been both thought and gift-provoking, and we are very, very grateful for that. So I want to thank you for your vote of confidence. We appreciate that. That enables us to go forward as an inclusive, forward-thinking and forward, future-focused and innovative institution. Another statistics that's worthwhile putting out there. The average first-year throughput rate in South African public universities is 50%. Average first-year throughput rate, 50%. But Stellenbosch University students, it's 85%, closer to 87% of students that go on to their second year. And that's what I would like to say, that's what we say, that's our value proposition to our students. We are very strongly invested in student success, but this requires a multi-layered approach to student support, to provide them with the best chance to perform well. So there are 5 interlinked support programs. The first one is academic support. Each faculty within the university is tasked with providing tailored academic support to students. This is cross-cutting support provided through language and writing skills training, as well as practical training and computer skills. The second one, very importantly, is psychosocial support. All students have access to psychosocial support in the form of counseling and advice available through the Center for Student Counseling and Development. The third one is work preparedness. To prepare students for the working world, we provide services relating to future career choices, job searches, and also, very importantly, the application process. Fourthly, leadership development. We really emphasize the development of attributes that enable students to pay forward, to give back to society. And we actually provide co-curricular training that cultivates leadership skills, and these co-curricular activities are reflected on our students' transcripts, and they're sought after attributes that looked for by future employers. And fifthly, student structures and communities. So we've really consciously, through our Student Affairs Division, addressed student integration through adapting our built environment to incorporate features that encourage interaction. So existing residences and private student wards have been grouped into clusters that connect students together. So these 5 things that our Division of Student Affairs offer enable our students to have an 85% throughput rate as they go through to their second year, as opposed to 50% for the country as a whole. So these programs enable and give our students the best possible chance at success. But long before that, they get a hand up from our bursary donors. And that's why we would thank you so sincerely tonight. Our students have all the potential in the world, but they need the opportunity to realize that potential. So I want to thank you for being there for them. Thank you very much.